So on this episode, we talk about how to make a proficient portfolio. So I'm recently reinventing my online portfolio right now, and I think it's very, very important to have one. Well, if you're a young designer in their 20s or just getting out of school or not wanting to go to school or doing something in that aspect, I highly, highly recommend that you have an online portfolio so that you can show people, you can show clients, you can show companies who you're about and what you do. And I think that all that follows by the module of having a homepage, having a hub, a circular place where you can put all your creativity in, and then that outlet goes everywhere. For me, it's davidruelas.com, and in there, you can find all my avenues. You can have all my design work in there, all my photography in there, and all my social media inputs are in there. So if a client wants to see what I'm doing, they could just go in there and bam, that leads to different avenues of my creativity. And that's just a hub. That's something that you can control and you can have. That could be a blog too as well. But going into this portfolio that I'm doing and creating, I want to emphasize on a specific style and how can you really, really deliver a strong portfolio. And when you first start out, when you graduate, you're kind of have in this implementation of different things of what you do. You're a typographer, you're a branding point, you do digital media, you also do print. So you have all these diversity, which is nice that you're diverse, but at the same time you want to focus on a specific thing that you're really, 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 really good at. And that kind of follows to the T module. The T module, where you have all these different implementations of what you do, but it all focus on one specific thing. For instance, for me, I love and I think that I'm really good at branding and product design. So everything emphasizes into that form. So let's say if I'm doing digital media, as in social media, that focuses on to my branding. If I'm doing product design for a specific brand, let's say a cereal, I do a product design, but that leads to branding. If I'm doing t-shirts, design, but it also focuses on branding. So it all leads to a specific place. And that leads to my different category, which is your style. It's also very good to have a specific style, a specific way. For me, I always love doing a minimalist design, and I've kind of retrained my brain to redo that again. And a good book that I'm really, really referencing is this new book that came out a couple of months ago, The New Simplicity in Graphic Design. Let's focus on that. So on this book, it's a very, very good book of, different projects. And what I do is I take different aspects and different creative elements, and I put them into what I like. For instance, right now I'm currently working on an activewear brand and what I like about it that this new wave of active wear is like very cyborg and is very RoboCop with these different technology of linings and fabrics that when you see a person running where they're wearing this activewear, they look like a person from 2050 or something like that. But I like the emphasis of it, the elegance of what that means, and the lifestyle behind it. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating endpoints of that and creating an activewear brand out of it. And as designers, I think that's very critical to take ideas from somewhere else and then make them your own. For instance, this page over here, we got, this kind of package design, which is for socks. It's a German socks, but the thing is, you can take that and you can put that in your own references. And I think that's very key, is to have a specific niche that follows a specific style. And once you get in the rhythm of it, you start looking at it, when you start putting different projects together, you kind of see the whole spectrum of your portfolio, and it looks very, very, very nice. Now that when you have a good portfolio, kind of think about, oh, how should I present this? And right now, what I'm doing is I have my MacBook, and I usually go to clients, I talk to them, and then I usually ask them, what's their vision of the company, and then they tell me, and then I usually, direct them to a project that's close related to their company. And you can do that in many forms. You can have a book. I'll be right back. The delivery of how you message yourself is all up to you. This was my old book that I'm gonna be using. It's pretty big. It's 11 by 17, and in this book, I have your portfolio. And it's really big, and it's really direct. This was a pitch for Mazda that I was pitching them, which I didn't get the job. But you win some and you lose some. But yeah, there's different ways that you can put it. You can put it in an iPad. You can put it in your MacBook. I've been recently doing it on a MacBook, and I usually have my phone with me, and I usually have a PDF as well. So if I don't have internet connection, or if they don't have Wi-Fi, I can use my hotspot on my phone. And if that doesn't work, I always have a digital print as well. Back in the 20s, not 20s, 20 years ago, they had these big portfolios like this one. And people will have their portfolios on this. Something huge like this. Which, who knows, maybe that you can stand out in the crowd and can have a big portfolio like that. Now that everyone's all digital now, why not go backwards? And maybe that will set you apart from the others. But that's my direction of how to go out and be very proficient with a portfolio. Everyone has their different ways. Some people might tell me differently, but for me, this is how works for me, and that's how I would go out and do it. So take that as a grain of salt. Thanks for watching this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.